What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 46, and we started this off with a visit of Shrewsbury Town, the League One side, currently mid-table to start the campaign off in the Football League as we end October, coming on the back of our 1-1 draw against Chelsea in the last game of the last episode. Just 1 point picked up from 6 in the Premier League, but still in the top 4 for now. In the Carabao Cup, a golden chance here against the lower league side to reach the quarter-final, and as we know, second place in the Europa League as well. We're missing Ivan Toney, don't get me wrong, but not missing him that much. Because at the moment, there are certain players that are really stepping up. One is Adam Lookman, and the other is this guy, Jesse Lingard, with another third goal of the season already for the vet, as we take the lead on Shrewsbury here in the first half. 12 minutes after the restart, still leading by 1, looking for a second goal, and we get it as well. Talking about players stepping up this season, he's getting a bit more game time, and he's capitalising. Young Ricky J. Jones, often thought of as the forgotten man here at Brentford. Well, when he gets to game time, he gets the goals, and therefore he's still got a place in my side. So Brentford leading by 2. Thought the job was done at this point. Thought the game and qualification was in the bag. Shrewsbury would get back in the game with 12 minutes to go and half the deficit, but thankfully wouldn't find a leveller. Final score: Brentford 2, Shrewsbury Town 1, and there it is. The Bees are into the Carabao Cup quarter-final for the second time in 4 years. The board has said to us this season they want us to get to a final. This is definitely a competition where we could do that. So you take a look at the sides that progress through the 4th round, including us. We would find out who we've got in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, and Brentford will be taking on West Ham United in a London derby. Stoke versus the Red Devils, Everton versus Millwall. I'm not going to be honest, when I saw Millwall got through, I thought we're going to get them again. We're going to get the Lions again, baby. Instead, we not got them. We got their great rivals West Ham, as Liverpool versus Newcastle is the other quarter-final tie. And we'll have David Moyes' side in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. Now, I've got to be honest, it's a pretty tough tie. Having said that, I think in this series, we've probably surpassed West Ham in terms of quality. Again, we're a 4.5-star team now. West Ham are not a European side in the game. Last season they finished mid-table. I've got to say, there's a genuine chance progressing through to the Carabao Cup semi-finals for the first time in the same. Having said that, if we're going to do it, I won't be fielding a completely weakened side. No, I said when we get to latter rounds, I'll start fielding stronger teams. West Ham, it is at home, and I will be picking quite a few starters for that game. A chance to reach the final for the League Cup for the first time in the save. Still, second game of today's episode. No wins in our last 2 Premier League games. Now travelling away from home to Villa Park to take on Aston Villa. Big game here against Dean Smith's side. A chance to get back to winning ways here against a side last season that struggled quite a bit. But from the very first whistle, I gotta be honest here, in many of my games in this year's FIFA now, I'm starting off in attack mode and looking to be on the offensive as early as possible. But in this game, Aston Villa put me under a tremendous amount of pressure, and had it not been for some incredible saves by Justin Balo, we would have been behind. But 35 minutes in, we were. He made 3 incredible saves to keep us goalless, but the goal was coming, and in the end it came through Cucho. You knew it was going to happen. We sold him to Aston Villa last season. We sold him a dream when we signed him on the free transfer back in season 2. We were like, oh Juan, come play for Brentford, mate. You're going to be a starter alongside Ivan Toney. And he rarely got a start. We sold him to Aston Villa last January, and he came back to haunt me in this game. A brace for Juan Hernandez, the Colombian at the double. Did he show respect? Of course he didn't. Why would he show respect against me? He hates me, Juan Hernandez, after I sold him a dream and then sold him on at the earliest opportunity. He scored both goals. Juan's revenge. 2-0 the final score. And for Brentford, well, whilst things are looking a little bit rosy in the Carabao Cup and the Europa League as well, less said about the Premier League the better. We were in second, but now we drop out of the top 4. Just 1 win in our last 4 games, none in our last 3, and 1 point picked up from a possible 9. That's not Champions League qualification form. That's not even Europa League qualification form. That is relegation form. Yeah, tough period for Brentford And this is where you need your leader. This is where you need your captain. This is where you need your senior players to step up. Because third game today's episode, Dynamo Zagreb, the Croatian side, pointless in the Europa League group halfway through. We were behind. We were trailing at home to Dynamo Zagreb. And I was thinking, oh my goodness gracious me. Failed to win this game, 9-4, and a big blow in the Europa League. Can't afford this. Got to find our leveller, and we would soon after, to be fair. In for the injured Ivan Toney, and he's not let me down so far. Adamola Lookman fires in our leveller, and 17 minutes in, what a brilliant piece of control from our number 9, and finishes like one should. Adamola Lookman stops on a dime, turns the covering defender and bends one in, and the comeback completes pretty quickly, and Lord knows we needed it as well. Training by the Croatians, I was thinking if we keep this up for a long period of time, I'm going to be sweating like crazy. So big response there from Lookman, banging in our 2 goals in the first half, putting the game on its head and getting us in front. And since then, to be fair, it was like we were doing fine. It's just, I don't know what it is, when you start off a game against a side that you should be beating, when you concede the first goal, the longer the game goes on, the more you start to fear, you know, the more you start to think, oh, maybe I won't get back in this game, maybe this will be a big choke, big blow, big defeat. But when you find a leveller pretty quickly, I often find you can sort of just flip the script, turn the game on its head, and then play your best football and then start to get back into it. That's exactly what happened in this game. We fell behind really early on, but once we found that level from Lookman, it was like the pressure was relieved. We were back to square one, we were back all square, and then we could sort of start from there, if you know what I mean. So yeah, 1-1 and then 2-1 and then 3-1. We complete the turnaround, and there we go. 2 games to go. Brentford have gone top of the Europa League group stages. Marseille on 7, Rosenborg on 6, and that means just 1 win in our final 2 games, and we will qualify for the knockout stages. So whilst in the Premier League right now we're looking a little bit shaky, it's good to know in Europe we're doing fine. I guess what you could say is at the moment we're experiencing that European hangover, and you hear about it all the time. It's such a common phrase in football, the European hangover, specifically for the teams that play in the Europa League on the Thursday night. You know, you do fine on the Thursday night in midweek, but then on the weekend, on the Sunday afternoon, you just can't really replicate that kind of form domestically. So for our following game, I was thinking, right, let's prove that's nothing but a myth. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp's side, leading the way in the league and off to a red hot start, no pun intended. Let's get a big victory here against Klopp's boys. Well, we took the lead very early on from Gutierrez, and right from the first whistle, I was at Liverpool. I was going at them every single chance I got. We played some great football in the first half. We got some great chances, and really, probably should have been leading more by 1. But 33 minutes in, he's been in electric form since coming in for Toney. This was a worrying sign. Adamola going for the dummy, tripped up, fair challenge, but stays down. And from that play he continues. We're a man light, we're temporarily down to 10, and 35 minutes in, it's Pedri with the goal. But can we credit Bobby Firmino? I mean, this guy is one of the most underrated players in the Premier League, man. Seriously, it's what doesn't show up on the stat sheet is what Firmino is best at. As a false 9, he personifies that role. He is just a master of that position. Somehow swivels on a dime with Balo coming out and gets the assist for Pedri, and then with 9 minutes to go, gets the winning goal as well. Yeah, Liverpool turned the game on its head just like we did to the Croatians on Thursday night. And Bobby Firmino with those glistening white teeth, it's all smiles as Liverpool complete the turnaround. Amazing play to keep the ball in play there. Fabinho finds Firmino, and the Brazilians link up for the second goal. And there it is. Liverpool come from behind. Brentford 1, Liverpool 2. And Brentford have picked up 1 point from 12. Back-to-back defeats. 3 in our last 4, and not long ago we were in 2nd place. Well, now we're in 7th. Yeah, life comes at you fast. We might still be the top scorers in the Premier League with 23, but we're now a whopping 11 points off the Reds, who lead the way. They are off to an incredible start this season, and for Brentford, 1 point in 12. That's terrible. And listen, I know we've had Chelsea, we've had Manchester United, we've had Liverpool, and you know, Aston Villa away is not exactly an easy trip either. But even so, just an awful, catastrophic run of form. And this is where I'm literally going into the treatment room day after day and saying, Ivan, how's your toe? How are you feeling? Because I need you back in the squad, mate. I need your leadership. I know your presence is so impactful to this team, and we're missing you. So following game, 1 point from 12. Question marks on my long-term future perhaps. The European hangover there for all to see, and many pundits saying I haven't got the experience to be managing at this level. Well, it's Fulham, Craven Cottage, West London derby. Lose this game and there will be alarm bells ringing. And that's why 19 minutes in, I could not afford another loss and we get ourselves in front. Brian Mbeumo gets his second of the campaign to put us in front. But it was such a nervy game. It was so tense because I wouldn't say I was fearing the sack, but I was certainly feeling the pressure. I wasn't playing especially well, and 63 minutes in, Fulham would find their leveller and get back on level terms. And I was thinking, surely going to return to winning ways. So I can't have 2 points out of a possible 15 getting picked up. That will definitely put me under a lot of pressure, and the bookies will be, well, shortening my odds on being the next PL manager to be sacked. So trying to get ourselves back in front. Played really strongly in the second half, looking for that second goal with 8 minutes to go. Oh, he's hated, absolutely hated at Fulham because he's done it once again. Roberto Gutierrez. Every time he plays Fulham, he gets a goal, and he's done it again. 9th goal in 11, going for Tony's golden boot and trying to keep me in the job. Huge pressure relieving victory at Fulham. Feeling the pressure, under pressure. The European hangover certainly hurting us this season, but a big return to winning ways there at the hands of our West London rivals Fulham at Craven Cottage. Big victory. Lord knows we needed it. The rot has been stopped, but it still doesn't subtract from what has been a tough start in the Premier League this season. We're back in the top 4, 20 points on there, 6 wins in 12. But again, due to how tight it is, there's a long way to go. We're not even a third of the way through the season yet, and there's definitely been some causes for concern. We need some stability here at Brentford, no doubt about it. But that wins this episode of Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.